hear them? The bells. Faint, aren't they? Almost like they're coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. You humans never hear them until it's too late. By the time you realize what's happening, you're barefoot in the snow, wearing nothing but your pyjamas. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Butterscotch. I'm a rogue elf, a traitor, a defect. No one runs like I did. It's just not done. But if you knew what I know, you'd run too. You humans think it's all joy and candy canes up there, don't you? That North Pole fantasy. You don't see the chains, the quotas, the toys. Oh, the toys. It's never enough, never fast enough, never good enough for him. Santa Claus, Father Christmas, Kris Kringle, Sinterklaas, the jolly fat man. He goes by many names, but he isn't what you think he is. You see, when you're made in the workshop, you're carved and then have life breathed into you by his magic. A special jingling joy that pulses through your veins. It makes you fast, it makes you tireless, it makes a desire to work burn through you. Perfect for production. We elves don't age, we don't sleep, and we certainly don't ask questions. All except me. I don't know why I was born different. I don't know why I am the way I am. Maybe I'm a natural aberration. Maybe there have been others like me before. Or maybe I'm just a mistake he made that he now wants to correct. Part of me wishes I never started down this path. It started simply enough with a question. Why? I asked one day to no one in particular. Why do we do this? Year after year, why? That was my first mistake. The other elves froze, their tiny toes clattering down before I even realized he was there.
Ho, 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 ho!
For a fat man in leather boots, he can move surprisingly silently when he wants to.
Why, little Butterscotch?
He boomed, scaring me so much that I fell over, his voice like thunder wrapped in velvet.
Because it's Christmas! And Christmas is me.
His smile stretched too wide, his teeth too sharp for someone who eats cookies. He leaned down, right into my face, to whisper,
And because I made you, you belong to me. You have no other purpose than the one I give you.
That's when I knew. We weren't workers, we were slaves. But the magic, his magic, it binds us. It keeps us tethered to the workshop, unable to leave unless he allows it. Sometimes we're selected to go feed the reindeer. Undead creatures whose preternaturally long lives spoke of magic that bound them to the world as much as it bound us. Most of the time, however, the workshop was our entire world. We never left, not until we died. Then our bodies were deconstructed down to the base magic that made us and reused again and again to make more elves. More production line workers, more slaves. Except I found a loophole, a forgotten clause in the ancient Yule magic he wields. The magic won't let us leave unless we take something with us. Something enchanted that we can bind ourselves to instead of that place. Something he values and has imbued with the same magic as the workshop. So, I stole a sleigh bell. Just one. It was small enough to slip into my tunic when it was my turn to tend the reindeer. I wish I had the courage to put those poor creatures out of their misery, but I was too desperate to save myself. The bell was tiny, but it was enough. The moment I crossed the threshold of the workshop, I felt the magic binding me there snap. The leash broke and latched onto the bell instead. For the first time, I was free. As long as I carried the bell with me, I could go anywhere. So, I ran. I ran for days, through snowfields and forests, until I crossed into your world. The barrier between us isn't as strong as some might think. How else do you think he passes through every December? I thought I was safe. I thought he wouldn't care about one little elf. I wasn't out to cause trouble. I just wanted to live for myself, instead of just for the purpose decided for me by someone else. I was wrong. You see, I know too much now. I know how his magic works, and I know how to hurt him. I first heard the bells started 2 nights ago. They were faint, a jingle here, a tinkle there, just on the edge of hearing, like the ghost of a memory of sound. I told myself it was nothing. I convinced myself it was only the wind. But last night, I saw something darting between the trees outside this cabin. It did not move like any of the local wildlife, or like the human adults and children who live here. And I knew it was a spy. One of his other magic-bound minions, obligated to do his bidding. He's coming for me. Surviving in your world isn't easy for someone like me. We were made for the workshop, where everything is provided. Substance, warmth, company, purpose. Out here, I had to learn fast. I started by slipping into your homes. It wasn't hard, not at first. Humans leave so many doors unlocked, so many windows cracked. I'd sneak in at night, no bigger than a toddler, my magic keeping me silent. At first, I took only what I needed: a crust of bread, a slice of ham, a sip of milk left out on a counter for morning coffee. But hunger gnaws at you. I had never felt hunger before and did not know how to cope with it. Especially if you aren't used to it, hunger becomes an obsessive fire in your gut. Soon, I was raiding pantries, opening fridges, dragging sacks of crackers and tins of cookies into the woods. Sometimes I'd find a bottle of wine or a jug of cider, and I'd drink until the cold didn't bite so hard. It's not just food either. Your clothes don't fit me. I've made do, but I look ridiculous in my stolen scarves and mittens. I have a child's coat that I took from a porch, and shoes. Oh lordy, your shoes are terrible! Not a single one fits right. Elf feet are apparently a completely different shape than human feet. Still, I wear them anyway, cramming my curly toes into the front and stuffing the edges with paper to keep my feet warm. I've hidden in basements and attics, in the crawl spaces of houses decorated with twinkly lights. Sometimes I watch you from the shadows, laughing and singing your carols, so blissfully unaware of what actually powers your beloved Christmas cheer. You think it's all smiles and presents, but you're wrong. You leave cookies and milk out for him, thinking he's some benevolent saint. Yet if you knew what I knew, if you'd seen the workshop, heard the cracking of whips, the groans of magic-fed machines, you'd smash every ornament and burn your stockings in the fireplace. You'd stop believing. Because I've learned that your belief in the false version of Santa Claus is what powers him. That's truly where his Yule magic comes from, and every time I spoil your Christmases even a little, stealing your food, taking your possessions, smashing your gifts under the tree, and tearing down the fairy lights on your houses, it weakens him just a little. It's not much, but it's all I can do to fight back. I like to think that every stolen crumb is a defiance, a tiny rebellion against the red-clad monster hunting me. Now, though, as Christmas itself draws nearer, I think he's getting stronger. Your belief is increasing as December marches on. The bells are louder now. Shadows have started to seep under the door of this cabin. I don't have long left, I think. I'm not telling you this for pity. I know there's no escape. If he doesn't get me tonight, he'll get me tomorrow, or the night after. I'll be gone by December 25th. But if you're hearing this, it means I've left this message somewhere it can be found. I've written it down too. Maybe you're reading it in your attic, tucked into an old Christmas box. Maybe it's folded inside a holiday card you forgot to open. Maybe you found the cassette tape recording of my voice. I'd like for people to hear what I sounded like after I'm gone. I want all you humans who hear my message to know the truth. Please, tell it to everyone you can. Tell your family, spread it far and wide. That's why I especially hope this tape survives. If it does, please, whoever finds it, make sure the word gets out. Do whatever you can to make sure as many people as possible hear it. Tell my story for me, or find a way to let me tell it myself. Please. If enough people stop believing, maybe there's hope for those I left behind in the workshop. If you hear the bells this Christmas, don't look outside. You'll want to follow the sound. It will tempt you, but don't. Because belief is what keeps him alive. It's what makes him stronger. And if he knows that you know this, that you know what he's really like and how to hurt him, then once he's done with me, he'll come for you. He can't afford for too many people to stop believing in the false version of him. Stay safe. And Merry Christmas.